All right, ladies, I'm feeling much better. I'm getting on my feet. Last night, I actually got a really good night's rest. So what's up now? So I've got a couple people coming over with food tomorrow to bring groceries to my whole family. Big help there. Don't be afraid to be at the bottom. Don't be afraid to get all the help you need. You're learning, you're figuring out how to do things better. Don't worry about failure. Failure is good if you feel like you have things in your life that you need help with. So, not my fault. My husband left me, no good reason, just because he's a jerk. So I just called. This is really cool. I called this free attorney, talked to him about things. He's like, "No, you're not legally divorced. Separated. There's no way you're legally separated if he hasn't filed for separation." So my husband keeps thinking that we are legally separated, which we are not. So he told me to get 50% of everything he has sold, on and on. Good advice. So there are things out there for you. Like, tonight's the second Wednesday, right? Second Wednesday of the month. So you have free attorney advice. Then you can call. I not only have all the resources in New Hampshire, but I have all resources in Colorado to help me. So I haven't really worked at this divorce thing that much outside of like letting it sink in, getting the biblical support for myself and then for my kid. And now I'm going after the legal stuff. So take your time. I'm not working till next week because my training just got done and I'm not on the schedule. I was tempted to take somebody's shift today for $25. They give you, someone wants you to take their shift, they'll pay you for it. But I'm like, yeah, I don't know if my boss would want me to take this person's place because I'm not trained and they are. So it's not quite equal when you're taking the place of someone who knows what they're doing where I'm new. So I'm using this time to educate myself, to kind of homeschool the attorney, the legal aspects of things. I'm using attorneys. I'm using every single resource that I can. Whoops, something came on my screen. That I can to make sure I'm very well taken care of legally. I had another pastor praying for me today, which was awesome. He's like, your husband has made some wrong choices, and we're going to pray for him. We're going to pray for your son who's in the hospital, and we're going to make sure that you are not discouraged, because Jesus is the one who, is faithful, and he's the one who's going to see you through this time in your life, this seasons of trials. So I'm like, you know what? This is nothing. I could tell you so many stories of things I have been through. This is really nothing. And there's nothing. I had a woman once say to my son, "Boy, it sounds like your mom's had a hard life." No, I haven't had a hard life. I've been, the way I look at it is I have been trained to take a lot in life. And the reason why is so that I can be used even more to help other people. So when you go through these trials, don't feel bad for yourself. Don't be like, "Oh, woe is me. I've been through so much. I've had such a hard life." No, everything's from God, and he has purposely put everything in your place to raise you up to be a strong person and to be able to succeed even more in life, because once you've been at the bottom, you have nowhere to go but up. So that's kind of my message. Take advantage of all these places. I have another free resource I will be calling. And yeah, it's going to be a long journey with this divorce thing. A lot of people say, "Oh, divorce, just keep it friendly and be friends." No, somebody is actually divorcing you, and they are actually taking everything from you. Usually people who are divorced have less money, and that's because it's like a punishment. It is. It's like, okay, you couldn't be faithful in your marriage, and I'm not saying it's a woman's fault or the man specifically, but you wouldn't work at it. So these are the consequences of you not being willing to work at your marriage and keep your vows and do what you're supposed to do. So I know sometimes, it's not everybody's fault, but there is one person who is wanting a divorce, and it's kind of like you may be the victim in that divorce, but there are consequences. And I don't think it should be pretty. I don't think a divorce should be just something that you're like, "Oh yeah, let's just get a divorce and be best friends after." No, you are actually breaking your vow to me. You are being a rotten to me, and it ain't gonna go down well. So, yeah.